Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 19 of my show. But this is about Episode 18 of Season 3. And Episode 18 in Season 3 is Part 2 in the Ranger Catastrophe 2-part episode. But before I start talking about it, I just want to mention something here. Since this is the second part of the 2-part episode, that means the next 3 videos I'm going to be covering are part of the 3-part episode, Changing the Zords. I just wanted to get that out of the way there. Anyway, now getting into the actual episode, basically what happens is, this is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 19 of my show, but this is about Episode 18 of Season 3. And like I said, Episode 18 in Season 3 of the original Power Rangers series is Part 2 in the Ranger Catastrophe 2-part episode. And this part basically carries over from where Part 1 left off. So if you guys remember, in the previous part I covered, near the end, Tommy and Catherine had ended up in an alternate dimension that was caused because of Rita, because it was part of her plan to isolate them and stuff. Who, as I stated in her character bio, she's gonna end up the same way Tommy did at the beginning, where she's gonna be under one of Rita's spells. And as I stated before with the spell thing, it's gonna have a residual effect. I'm just bringing that up now since I brought it up here. Anyway, the Rangers are wondering what they can do, and they're wondering about Tommy and his companion, and then Zordon tells them that Tommy and his companion are basically safe for the time being. And then they're wondering how they can help them. And then Rita and Zed then send the cat monster back down to Earth. Because basically what happens is, while she's in there, in the dimension, in the car, she escapes. Catherine, who's in the dimension with Tommy in the car, escapes temporarily. And then they turn her back into that cat monster. Now, it's just coincidental that it happens again, but and then they send the cat monster back down to Earth. And then that's when the alarm goes off in the command center. And then the Rangers realize that the cat monster has returned. And then, so they morph to their Ranger forms again to deal with the cat monster. And then basically what happens is, after that, they then, while they're fighting it, what happens is, then it goes into a scene where Tommy is in one of Rita and Zed's dimensions, and they're saying that Rita's saying that maybe he should be the one to deal with them, and, well, then Zed basically allows him to give it a try, but then Goldar basically gets a little agitated with that, not because of Rito being sent to deal with him. What happens is, after Tommy is placed in the dimension by Rita and Zed, Goldar, like I said, is explaining to Zed that he's like, "Master, let me go. I have an old score to settle." And basically what I think he means by old score he has to settle is because of the events of technically the entirety of season 3 up to the point when he became the White Ranger and the point in the first season when he was under Rita's control as the evil Green Ranger, but was broken out of the spell in the last part of that 5-part episode I covered back in season 1. I think that's what he means by that, and then basically tells Goldar that he can go, but then Rito gets upset about that. Like, he's like, hey, I want to go too. And then says that, fine, go. Maybe between the two of you, you could finally manage to do something right. So both Rito and Goldar go down to confront Tommy, and then Goldar and Rito show up where he is in the car in the dimension, and then he sees them, so he morphs to his Ranger form to deal with them, and he asks them where Kat is, and then that's when Rita shows back up, and then he asks her the same thing because he wonders where Kat is, and then she mentions that he should be worried about someone else, because what would Kimberly think? You spend so much time worrying about another girl, and then basically she temporarily leaves, and then Tommy deals with Rito and Goldar in the dimension that he's in with the car, and then the Rangers keep fighting the cat monster that had returned, which, as I stated, I think is Cat's human form given a monster form for this 2-part episode, and then after Tommy manages to beat Goldar and Rito away, then he goes to help the other Rangers deal with the cat monster at the time. Now, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm rushing this, but I'm only rushing it because I'm kind of running low on battery life from my iPad and stuff, and it's the second part of this 2-part episode, so not much actually happens in this second part of major significance, except for the fact that they managed to defeat the cat monster and get Tommy back. So, because a lot of the major stuff that I covered actually happened in part 1. That's why that one was over 20 minutes. So that's why this one is going to be probably a bit shorter. I just wanted to get that out of the way before I finish the video. Anyway, after Tommy manages to escape the dark dimension and get away from Rito, Goldar, and Rita, he then joins the other Rangers to help them fight the cat monster, which at this point Rita and Zed have made grow. And then basically, what happens is, they fight the cat monster in the Ninja Megazord, and they manage to defeat it permanently, but without defeating Cat. And then basically, Zed and Rita get upset that the cat monster was defeated, but technically their plans aren't ruined because they can still use Catherine as part of their plans to get rid of the Rangers and stuff, because she's still under Rita and Zed's spell at this point. And technically she will remain under that spell until, I believe, until the 3-part episode, A Different Shade of Pink. I just wanted to get that out of the way there. And by that I mean the first part of that 3-part episode. But I won't explain about that until I get there. But anyway, after the Rangers had managed to defeat the cat monster permanently, and Rita and Zed are upset that they technically lost, but they did, like I said, they didn't, because of the fact that they still have Cat under the effect of her spell, so technically their plans aren't actually ruined. And And then it goes into a scene where the Rangers are in their human forms, and then Tommy shows up where Kat is, and then Kat says that she's glad to see him, and it's friends because there were these horrible monsters, and then basically he's saying that he's glad she's okay, and then basically, then in the next scene what happens is she's explaining to them what happened up to the point where she met them, where they showed up, and then basically she's telling them that her name is, like I said, Catherine, but people call her Kat. Now about that, this is actually gonna sound kind of funny, but this character actually has a fear of water, and it's actually for a slight reason kind of thing. But that reason won't actually get explained until the same 3-part episode. I just wanted to bring that up at this point. Anyway, then the Rangers are basically welcoming her to the neighborhood, and then basically she's saying that they think they'll get along as friends, and then that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably not tomorrow for the next video, because I'm probably going to day program tomorrow, because I only recorded this one today because it was a day off today, because it's Labor Day, so I'm probably going to day program on Tuesday, so I probably won't record and upload a video Tuesday, but I might do one on Wednesday. So until Wednesday, guys, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys Wednesday for the next video. So until then, like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.